Coach's Corner.
Okay, we got for tomorrow. Actually, we're gonna film this today, and I'm gonna put it on the email that goes out tonight. This is a dynamic push press. Our games athletes are doing this as kind of a recovery week, so it shouldn't be loaded very heavily. I want to talk a little bit about the setup. This is an orange band I got from Rogue. It's super light. It's really stretchy. Normally I use a purple, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, whatever, super light. This is going to be different than our normal band setup for dynamics, which loops over and you put the bell through there. The other thing is we normally use dumbbells. I'm using kettlebells because I don't have them up in the top of the test cave up here. So what you're going to do is take your band, put it through your bell. Can be a dumbbell, can be an anchor point, whatever it is. This is not a double loop like we normally do when we do our dynamic lifting. So this goes over the end of the bar. Now, the idea is acceleration and to drive through the bar the whole time. You want to keep pressing harder as you go through the range of motion. Take the bar up to the shoulders, please. On your setup for your dynamic push press, come forward a smidge. Pretty close. Let me get this right. Doesn't move around on the wall. Are you good, Kristen? Okay. So I'm going to punch Kristen in the belly. This will be official. You'll be able to be all witnesses to testimonial of violence. Not really, but anyway. So she's going to be nice and tight. Belly's locked in. I want to see this bar go straight up. She's going to unlock her knees, do a shallow dip, and then drive the bar overhead. And reset. And push press. All the same fundamentals. Go ahead again. All the same fundamentals. Vertical dip and drive out of the hips and the shoulders. Vertical dip and drive, no forward inclination. Belly's tight. Weight stays in the heel. So when she dips and drives, she drives to her heels and drives all the way up. If you find yourself rolling all over the ball of your foot, you're probably out of position somehow. Dip and drive. Reset. And dip and drive. And reset. And bar down. With the dynamic lifting, whether it's back squat, front squat, overhead squat, whatever it is, we don't usually do a whole lot of dynamic overhead squat. Push press overhead, you choose a weight that you can move the bar fast. So like for instance, if your max push press is, you know, 200 pounds and you've got X number of pounds of tension. So in other words, when this thing's racked in your shoulders or when it's locked overhead, if these kettlebells were coming up off the ground, they'd be like 88 pounds of total tension on it. They were not, so obviously it's something less. These bands are pretty weak or soft or lighter. I'm gonna say none. I don't want to make the bands feel bad because if you say something critical of something, you know, it feels bad. Side note. Make sure that you are in an environment where you can drop the bell or drop the bar if you get out of position. You obviously do not want to fight in bad position under tension. If you're going to drop it. Normally, if I didn't know Kristen well enough, I would probably put a pair of training plates on this so if she did dump it, it wouldn't break her foot or probably still fall on the kettlebells. It's one of the advantages of dumbbells or pins. So you'll do your normal sets, work up to a weight that feels a little bit tight at the top, not too bad. You want to go fast through the range of motion. That's about it for that. Coach's Corner.